what would I do to build something similar so I can literally execute this, create a plan and execute it within even a day or 2 or 3. So the 3 pillars we're going to be building, I'm going to showing you, it's not like I'm not going to building it, but I'm going to be showing you the exact steps. And I'm also going to be showing what tools we would use. We would use Claude from the many AI platforms. There is OpenAI, there is Google, Gemini, models, Perplexity. There's so many AI software and models you can find. We tend to use Claude, and within Claude is an Anthropic. You can get a subscription, you can get I think there is a free as well, or you can get paid subscription. And within Claude we would use Cowork function, and with using Cowork I will show you exactly how I would build it. So from the previous decks which I show you, the Syrvi revenue engine, how we built it, this is how you would build it if I would use just get a subscription on Claude, just get the Cowork, open it, and it's not available from web browser and is also not available for free plans. So Cowork is only available on Pro, Teams and Enterprise subscriptions, and also you need the Claude desktop as well. And then you can just literally add Claude Cowork, enable Claude Cowork, and this is a tool which can help you with strategy. This is a tool where you can add different plugins and different connectors, which I'm going to show you exactly why it's important, because these are the steps we're going to go through. Open Cowork from the menu, install the plugins, wire up the connectors, and once you all done with this, ICP creation from research, like I show you from the plan, competitor research, segmentation, and the total addressable market, and then a targeting angles and the channels, and the final is data enrichment, and the last step is what tools we're going to be using to send those emails and outreach which we developing. So if you have a Claude Anthropic subscription, you can open Cowork, you can install desktop and switch to Cowork mode. If you're using OpenAI, if you're using Google, most likely you're going to have very similar functions. We tend to use Claude because we believe and we think that this is the most advanced tool for SMEs can benefit from, although for different purposes Google Gemini might work better, or other purposes OpenAI, the new ChatGPT models might work better. But generally we tend to believe that this is the perfect to build an AI revenue engine if you have. But if you have other models, probably you're going to be finding very similar functions. So if you go to the chat composer part, you're going to see a plus button and you can select skills, connectors, plugins. So this is the interface you're going to be seeing. This is where you can add files, skills, connectors, plugins. So what the skills means, you can tell Claude or any LLM, by the way, you can use skills again with any other subscription, any other model as well, is a pre-written instructions that teach Claude or any other AI model to do a job well. What connectors are? Connectors are a major development in this world, this new world, because before that you needed a technical team, skill set, you had to build automations to connecting different tools together. It's not easy and not simple. But for example, within Claude, you can use connectors, and without API and all the rest of the stuff, which tends to be very technical, you can just connect with those tools you're going to need to build your AI revenue engine. Plugins, nothing else, just like a bundles of skills. So you can create multiple skills and you can bundle them up to make them as plugins. So install the marketing and sales plugins. So the first would be the first step. I would just go again to the chat menu point plus button, and I would just add, you can see plugins, connector, skills, click on plugins, and you can add marketing, sales, productivity plugins. You can even add design orders as well. But this is the three which is most important. Marketing handles everything you need. The marketing plugin, your ICP, so ID client profile development, competitor research, segmentation, and TAM. The sales handles the outreach itself, call preparation, even pipeline, and the productivity are kind of the memory layer. So every new session, Cowork, Claude session can build from a previous. You don't need to build and explain everything from scratch all the time. You can use this /bash command in the chat. You should see the commands. Once you do this, you can see draft content, competitive brief, campaign plan, draft outreach. You can choose whichever function once the plugin is installed, which steps you want to do. Wire up your connectors. So this is critical, as I mentioned before. You can actually use your Claude and Cowork place to connect up with third-party tools, which was unimaginable even just a couple of months, 6 months ago or a year ago. You can actually build a system without, by the way, you don't need to be a coder, you don't need to be an automation expert. You can just connect with all these third-party tools which is within your connectors, and all you need just an authentication, just authorize connection and access, and it will be available immediately from your Claude Cowork place. So for example, from engine steps, so ICP creation and research, you need a marketing plugin and you need connector connectors what supercharge it, like for example web search function, Apollo on Zoom Info. Competitor research, you need a marketing plugin. Web search, SimilarWeb or Ahrefs. Segmentation, you need a marketing plugin again, Apollo, Clay, or if you have any CRM Zoho or HubSpot, you can connect with that one as well. Total addressable market estimation, you're going to need again a marketing plugin, and you can also use for connectors Apollo, Zoom Info, web search. Targeting angles, again marketing plugin, and you can have web search, Clay or LinkedIn signals. Channel and sequence orchestration, you need a sales plugin. You can connect with instantly, HeyReach, Outreach, Figma, whichever. Data and enrichment, you need a sales plugin, and you need a tool connector Apollo, Zoom Info, Lasha, Clay. There are so many. Your ICP is foundation of everything. It's your downstream. So Cowork marketing plugin will pull everything together on your existing customers. For example, you can run web search and you can synthesize sharp evidence-backed ICP. You can open a new Cowork chat, drop in 5 to 15 your best customers, each of one, for example, with sector logo, what they bought from you, and then you can just literally steal this prompt and you can prompt it your Claude Cowork to, or any other model as I mentioned you're using. You are my GT strategist. I want a sharp evidence-backed ICP for XYZ company which says this and that, and you can just upload in a CSV file or an Excel file. You can just upload your best top 10 or 15 customers, and you can just do the instructions from this prompt. You give these instructions, you just copy and paste this prompt, and it's going to be helping you developing an ICP, ID client profile for you. Competitor research is again a marketing plugin. You can just use this command, and it's going to be doing the marketing. You have a prompt as well. You can just copy paste. If you have SimilarWeb or Ahrefs subscription, then you can add connect with your Cowork, Claude Cowork, or any other model you are using, and then you can have SEO signals to the brief, which is going to make the outreach, messaging, and angles even more relevant. And you can also always reuse any Cowork template or brief from previous sessions as well. So this is a prompt in the right side. You can just do a screenshot on the screen, or you can request these prompts after the session. Happy to share, and you can just copy and paste and execute the session. Segmentation and time estimation. With the ICP already developed, the competitive brief in place, now you can ask Cowork to slice the market into 3 to 5 actionable segments and size each one. You need to know and understand what your total addressable market and by segments as well. So if you have the connectors already in place, then using Apollo or Zoom Info, and you can even use a web search as well just to compare different sources. Cowork can estimate the size of each of the segments, so how many companies fall into that category or ID client profile which you developed in the previous sessions and steps. And then you can, again, you have 2 prompts. Prompt A is for segmentation, prompt B for time estimation. You can literally just do a screenshot on your screen and then use this prompt, or you can request after the session. Happy to share this prompt as well. The step 7, targeting angles and channel orchestration. This is where things gonna get start interesting, because now you have all the intel and all the information for your AI agents to write highly resonating copies and high targeting copies. For now you know who, and now you need how. So 2 prompts. First generates targeting angles. The second orchestrates actual cross-channel sequence like cold email with LinkedIn outreach. So you can see the prompts. Again, you can steal them, you can do a screenshot, or you can request. So the first prompt A is targeting angles, and the prompt B is sequence orchestration. You can give this, you can add to Claude or any other AI model you use, and it's going to be helping to develop whatever you need. So the data and enrichment is, if you have all the connectors added, Apollo, Zoom Info, Lasha, then this is a time when now you have everything you need in order to actually extract what data you need. Because in order for you to send email to anybody or connect with anybody on LinkedIn, you will need data. So you will need a prospecting list. Now you have everything. Now you just need to extract the data from these third-party tools. You will need a subscription with any of these tools separately. But once you have the subscription, you can connect it with your Claude or any other AI tool. And then there is also another tool called Clay, which can do the enrichment as well, which I'm going to show you. So prompt A, build the list. So how many companies and prospects I can find from ICP. Prompt B, enrich the list. So the Clay is called the third-party tool, which Claude Cowork can help you. Once you have the list, it can upload it to Clay. You're going to need a separate subscription with Clay as well, but you can upload all the contacts in a CSV or Excel, and Clay can do the enrichment. What the enrichment means, you want to make sure that when you extract data from Apollo, from Zoom Info, any B2B data sources, you want to make sure that the prospect has the right email address, contact details, and name, because otherwise, if you don't have, then your emails might bounce back, and that can hurt your deliverability and domain reputation automation as well. So it's important. So before you run a cycle, 20-30 minute setup on Claude, Cowork, or any other OpenAI or any other tools you are using. Probably you can do very similar stuff with others as well. Cowork, if you use Claude, Cowork is enabled, marketing, sales, productivity plugins installed, and at least one data connector, Apollo or Zoom info, at least one enrichment, Clay or Lasha, sequencer connected, so IDEL you're going to be used instantly, HeyReach for the outreach itself, and then CRM and all the rest can be connected as well. Again, happy to share with you information after the call if you need. So I'm going to be go back to the slides and going to be showing you the rest which I wanted to show. It's about the tools you can use. I can show you what else you can use. So what tools, third-party tools, which we have tested across multiple campaigns, multiple sectors, and we believe they are working. So I'm giving away for you. So email sending platforms. In order for you to your AI revenue engine work, you're going to need Cowork, Claude, OpenAI, all the rest. They cannot send an actual email. You will need to connect them to some kind of email sender tool, third-party tool. One of them is Instantly. For example, it can be a good one. Can be a Smart Lead, Lemlist. Apollo in itself can supply you with data, but it can also send emails as well. Reply.io, Mailshake, QuickMail, SalesLoft. So these are the tools which can send emails on behalf. So if you connect them via your OpenAI or Claude Cowork account, if you connect with these third-party tools as connectors, then everything you developed in the previous steps, all the copies, you can send the email as well. Now, this is the LinkedIn outreach part. I want to make it very, very clear. LinkedIn is extremely cautious on what third-party tools you can use to their platforms. They don't like too much third-party platforms and automations and tools. They can even ban your account as well. So Sales Navigator, if you're worried about this, Sales Navigator can be a good solution. If you have Sales Navigator and if you can connect with your AI tool, that's the safest thing you can do. All these other third-party tools are tested and used, widely used across different sectors and niches, but they kind of also come with some risk as well, because if LinkedIn algorithm detects that you are using some kind of automation, could detect, depending on which tool you are using, for obviously sending connection requests on scale. Please make sure that you check each of the tool if you want to use them, which one is compatible with LinkedIn terms and conditions and rules. And if you are not confident, rather just use Sales Navigator. But please make sure that you check everything and you make a decision based on your own need.